Hello everyone, welcome to Cisco UCS Advantage video series. I'm Pramod Borkar, TME with Cisco's Server Access and Virtualization Business Unit. And today we'll talk about monitoring Cisco UCS using BMC BPPM. Right. Let's jump into knowing some of the terminologies real quick before the demo. BPPM, which is basically BMC Proactive Performance Management Tool, comprises of a patrol agent, right, that contain KM, knowledge modules. There are instructions to monitor various parts of the system, right, be it hardware, operating system, applications, and these monitoring results can be viewed on the console. Sentry KM, which is basically developed for Cisco UCS, is a hardware edition specifically developed to monitor Cisco UCS servers, be it blade or rack mount form factors, and can also monitor servers running Windows, Linux, or ESX servers as well. Let's dig into the demo part and see a couple of use cases. Right. What you see here is the Petrol console, and the Cisco UCS domain is already added for monitoring. There are statistics being pulled for the blade enclosure, which is chassis and fabric interconnect as well, right? In the chassis, you'll see there are statistics like fans, power supply, power consumption. The same sort of details can be is gathered on the switches as well, on the fabric interconnect switches as well. On the fabric interconnect, you'll see some interesting data which is being pulled on the network ports, right? It pulls information on the server, on the uplink, and the fiber channel port, and it goes into details showing the received and transmitted bytes for each and every port on the fabric interconnect. Right. For the demo purpose, let's look at how administrator can use this data. Right. If you look at interconnect 1, you'll see that the transmitted and the received bytes are 0. Even though the link status is okay, right? So that's a problem. If I look at the Cisco UCS domain real quick and look at interconnect 1 on the uplink port, you'll see that the link is down, right? Even though the admin, even though it's enabled. So that's what you see on the console. Whereas on the interconnect 2 on the same port, you'll see that the status is up and running. So if I go back to the console here, you should see that you should see some receiving data and the transmitted information on that port. Now let's look at why we have alarms in the system, right? So you'll see there are a bunch of alarms in the system, right? If you drill down to the interconnect 1 and go in there, and you'll see that there is a power problem, right? And if I go to the UCS domain, PS2, there is a power problem which coincides with what you see on the console. Now, if the administrator wants to, he knows there's a problem, he wants to fix it, but he doesn't want the alarms to be on the system, right? So he can pretty much, what he can do is he can snooze the alarm for however many hours he needs to fix this issue. Now let's look at drill down into monitoring a VMware server running on the UCS blade, right? I have already added the VMware host here running on the UCS blade, right? You'll see there are a couple of capacity reports which is being pulled from the ESX server, like the disk space, power consumption, and there are a couple of other information like processors, links, and all that, right? See a couple of interesting information on temperatures, which is being pulled for each and every memory slots on the blade, right? So which is here, which is in the range here. It also pulls down information like voltages on each and every parts on the motherboard on the blade, right? So to add, I mean, this looks pretty much same if you're running Windows or Linux on the blade, right? Now to add the UCS system to the monitoring piece, you can pretty much, it's pretty simple to add. There are commands to add the monitoring chassis here. For example, I'm adding a chassis here, right? So you give the name to be displayed on the console, and give the IP address of the Fabric Interconnect, and given all the credentials, should be able to pull down all the information and show on the console. So you pretty much seen the demo, showing all the data which is being pulled on BPPM console. So what's the advantage of using BPPM, right? Almost all the data you see being pulled is through XML API, right? And so there's very less lead time to filter out the data and show on the console. And that makes it, almost real-time monitoring. And that's advantage with respect to using XML API. That's all I had for this demo. Please visit cisco.com/go/BMC for more information, the white papers and integration details on the white paper. Also, please visit cisco.com/go/UCS for more information. Thanks for listening.